Ever heard of swingless golf? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Like something straight out of Star Wars.
Yeah, definitely a head-turner.
But it's a real thing. So today we're doing a deep dive into this company, Power2Golf. They're the ones making waves with this whole swingless club thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a whole bunch of stuff to look at, reviews, people's stories, even some info from the company themselves. What we're really trying to figure out is, could this actually change the game?
Yeah, could this be like a total game changer?
Not just for like the pros, but for, anyone who wants to hit the links.
Right. Golf's got such a long history, like tons of tradition, And the swing is, well, it's almost sacred to some folks.
Yeah.
This tech is like totally upending that, and that's got to cause some strong reactions.
For sure. So before we get into all that, how about we break down how this thing actually works?
Okay, yeah.
The Power2Golf Club, it's got this super unique loading and trigger system. Like, picture a really fancy spring mechanism. You pull back the handle to cock it. Oh. Then you load in this little cartridge that helps launch the club head crazy fast.
It's wild.
And get this, you actually pull a trigger to hit the ball.
It's like almost like taking the energy and momentum of a regular swing and just like squeezing it into this tiny, powerful little action.
Right. And it gets even cooler. There's this lever on the club, and you can pick how far you want to hit it, anywhere from like 50 to 200 yards.
Wow.
And you can even adjust for loft and like the trajectory.
Oh, that's cool. So there's still like strategy involved.
Exactly. You still got to think about the wind and where the ball's lying and all that, just like regular golf.
It's not just like point and shoot.
Right. It's not about getting rid of skill altogether, just maybe shifting the focus a bit.
Interesting.
You'll probably still need your wedges and putter, though, for those tricky shots around the green.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense.
Now, we found this really cool story about this guy, Tim. He's 69 years old and had to give up golf like 40 years ago because of injuries.
Oh, wow.
And this swingless club, it gave him a second chance. Like, he could actually play again.
Wow. Yeah, you can just imagine what that must felt like for him.
Seriously. And his friends, they were giving him so much grief about it, calling it like space age cheating and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
But I bet they were kind of secretly impressed too, Like a little bit of awe mixed in there.
Yeah, for sure. It makes you think about how we react to new stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in something like golf that's been around forever.
Exactly. It's like, are we scared of change or what?
Yeah. Are we losing something important, or is this progress? It's a good question to think about.
For sure. So let's move on from just stories and get into a real in-depth review.
Okay, yeah.
We found this review from this other golfer, total golf nut, and he had to quit too because of injuries.
Bummer.
Totally understandable that he was skeptical about this whole swingless thing. But then Steve, the guy who founded Power2Golf, he invited him for a demo.
Oh, that's interesting, like a personal demo.
Yeah.
It shows they're pretty confident in what they've made, like they're willing to go that extra mile.
You're right, it's not just some sales pitch. And it seems like it worked. The reviewer was blown away by how easy it was to use and how quickly he got the hang of it.
That's great.
He did mention he had to tweak the loading mechanism a little bit on his club. But overall, it sounds like it was pretty smooth sailing.
Makes you wonder, though, like how much you might need to customize it for different people.
Yeah, like different swings, different bodies, all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is it really a one-size-fits-all kind of thing?
That's a great question, and something we should definitely dig into a bit more later. But first, I want to highlight this one thing the reviewer said about feeling like he had control again.
Oh, that's interesting.
He thought he'd never be able to hit those long shots again, the really satisfying ones.
Yeah.
And this club gave him that back.
That must be an incredible feeling.
Makes you think about how much of golf is like in your head, right?
Yeah, totally.
That feeling when you nail a shot, that confidence boost.
Absolutely. It's like, yeah, I'm in control.
Could this swingless thing change that part of the game too?
Oh, for sure. Golf is a game of like precision and all that, but it's also a mental game.
Yeah.
This tech could kind of level the playing field,
Yeah.
Let people focus on strategy instead of getting hung up on the swing itself.
That actually goes back to that archery thing we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Remember how archery's changed over time?
Yeah.
You still got to hit the target, but those compound bows with all the pulleys and stuff,
Yeah.
they give you a different way to get that accuracy and power.
Totally. New tech doesn't always mean less skill.
Right.
Sometimes it just like changes the game a bit.
Exactly. And speaking of changing the game, think about how this could affect who gets to play golf.
Yeah, good point.
We've already heard how it helped Tim and that reviewer get back into it.
Right.
Could this open it up to people who, never thought they could play golf?
Hmm.
People who find the swing too hard or, physically challenging.
It definitely could. Golf has always had this image of being like exclusive.
Yeah.
Hard to learn, expensive to get into. This tech could change that.
Imagine, people of all ages and abilities out there on the course together.
That would be awesome.
Sharing the fun and the challenge, no matter what their physical limits are. That'd be amazing.
Totally agree. It also makes you think about how courses might change.
Oh, interesting.
Could we see shorter courses?
Oh.
Like designed for swingless play specifically.
Yeah.
Maybe courses that fit into cities better,
I love that. It could make golf more accessible to people who live in cities who don't have access to those big, sprawling courses.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that also raise some environmental questions?
So, yeah, for sure.
Especially if you're building in places that are already crowded.
Good point. Even if the courses are smaller, you still got to build them, maintain them.
Right.
We'd have to make sure we're doing it sustainably.
Yeah, minimizing the impact. Okay, so what about the whole golf industry? What happens if swingless golf takes off?
I don't know.
Could we see a boom?
Maybe, yeah.
Like tons of new players, more equipment sales, new courses popping up everywhere?
It's possible. And we might see some cool new equipment designs, too.
Oh, like what?
Maybe clubs with adjustable power settings, for different skill levels.
Cool.
Or even clubs with GPS built in. Track your shots, analyze your game.
That would be so cool.
Imagine you're on the course, and you can see exactly how you're doing right there on your club.
Yeah, and share it with your friends, like a virtual competition.
Exactly. It could change how people learn golf, too.
Oh, yeah, how so?
Imagine these, virtual simulators.
Yeah.
You can practice swingless shots, get personalized coaching.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, but now for the big question.
$1 million question.
What about professional golf?
Yeah.
Could we have a whole separate swingless tour?
Ooh, that's a good one. People are already talking about that. Some people think swingless golf could totally shake up the pro game.
Yeah.
Longer drives, lower scores, more exciting tournaments.
I can see it now, those televised showdowns.
Yeah,
Players hitting these crazy shots, the crowd's going wild.
definitely. But, there's going to be some pushback.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The traditionalists, the people who think the swing is like the heart of golf,
Right, right.
they're not going to be happy about this.
It's like any big change, there's always resistance. But think about it, every sport has had these moments.
Yeah, true.
Like those fiberglass poles in pole vaulting.
Right. Or carbon fiber bikes in cycling.
Total game changers.
Completely changed how those sports were played.
So maybe swingless golf won't replace the traditional game, but it could exist alongside it,
Yeah.
A different way to experience the same sport. We could even see some kind of hybrid format.
Oh, that's interesting.
Some holes use regular clubs, some holes swingless.
Wow, that would be wild.
Talk about strategy. Okay, but let's switch gears for a sec. Okay.
One thing that keeps coming up in all our research is customer service.
Oh, yeah.
Tim and that reviewer, they both mentioned how impressed they were with the company.
Yeah, it seems like Power2Golf is really focusing on the customer experience.
Totally. They know they're introducing something totally new, something that challenges how people think about golf.
It's smart. You got to build trust when you're disrupting a whole industry.
Right. It's not just about selling a club. It's about selling a new way of thinking about the game.
Yeah. They're creating a community around this tech.
Totally. A place where people can talk about their experiences, ask questions, connect with other people who are excited about swingless golf.
It's like they're building a movement, not just a business.
Right. So, what do you think? Starting to see how this one little invention could change everything about golf.
It's a pretty powerful example of how innovation can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Even a sport like golf can be totally disrupted.
And it makes you wonder, what else is out there? What other changes are just around the corner? Exactly. What other possibilities haven't we even thought of yet?
Ooh, I'm already thinking about all the scenarios we haven't even touched on. Like, what about golf course design?
Yeah.
Could we see courses that are more sustainable, more environmentally friendly?
Potentially, yeah.
Especially if they're designed for these shorter distances, the unique challenges of swingless play.
That's a good question. And what about urban golf?
Ooh, yeah.
Could we see a resurgence of that?
Swingless tech could make it easier to build those smaller courses that fit into cities.
Right. And think about the different generations.
Right, yeah.
Could swingless golf get younger people interested?
People who think regular golf is too slow or too hard to learn.
Maybe. It could be a faster, more exciting game for them.
Yeah, a game that fits their lifestyle, their tech-savvy world.
Exactly. I can just picture families going out to the course together.
Yeah, grandparents, grandkids, everyone having fun, playing on an even playing field.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It really shows how swingless golf could make the game more inclusive, more accessible for everyone.
It really does feel like swingless golf is going to be huge.
It does, doesn't it?
But like with anything new,
Yeah.
there's always going to be some bumps in the road.
Exactly.
What are you kind of worried about?
You know, one thing that kind of bugs me is like,
Yeah.
what if this just makes golf even more unfair?
Oh, interesting.
Golf already has this rep for being like only for rich people.
Right.
And yeah, maybe this tech makes it easier for some folks to play,
Yeah.
but it could also make it even harder for others.
How so?
Well, think about it. This new gear,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be expensive.
True.
Not everyone's going to be able to afford it.
Right. So it creates like a two-tier system.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
haves and the have-nots.
Right. And what if everyone starts playing swingless golf?
Yeah.
What happens to the people who like the traditional game?
Oh, good point.
What happens to those courses?
They might get left behind.
Exactly.
That's a good point. It's like we need to be careful
Yeah,
as swingless golf gets bigger.
for sure.
We need to make sure it's actually making things better.
Absolutely. Not just making things worse for some people.
Right. It needs to add to the game, not take away from it.
I think we could see like different levels of play.
Oh, interesting.
Swingless and traditional, each with their own thing going on.
Like a multi-tiered system.
Exactly. That way everyone's got a place to play.
Yeah, I like that idea. But let's not get too carried away.
Right.
Swingless golf is still pretty new.
Yeah, we're just at the beginning.
We don't know how it's all going to play out.
It's kind of exciting though, isn't it?
It is. It's like we're watching a new chapter unfold in golf history.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that technology,
Yeah.
it's a tool.
Right.
It's up to us to decide how we use it.
So, listeners, what do you think?
Yeah, what's got you excited about swingless golf?
What are you worried about?
How do you think it's going to change the game?
Jump into the conversation.
Share your thought.
Let's shape the future of golf together.
Because in the end, the future of any sport
Yeah.
is in the hands of the people who play it and love it.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of swingless golf and the Power2Golf Club.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you learned something new and had some fun along the way.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll even give swingless golf a shot yourself.
it could be fun.
Until next time, keep exploring
Keep asking questions.
and keep diving deep.